Gargaruna has a work for a wheeling pugilist. Tell me, do you know the Professor Eric? He is a scholar of Eorzean military history whose genius is second to none, and he is among our most valued clients. Some find him to be verbose, tedious, haughty, but never mind all that. The man spends more gil on a moon's research than most people see in a lifetime, hence the amicable relations. His latest work has him visiting the sites of ancient battlefields. He insists on surveying lands plagued by savage beasts. According to him, the beasts kept man away and less intrusions by man means greater preservation. Whatever his reasons, should the professor meet an untimely fate, we will be unable to collect the gil he has borrowed, much less the interest. Oh, and it'd be a terrible loss for the academic community and so on and so forth, yes, yes. The point is the man needs to be guarded. To that end, I sent a monk of Alamigo to see to his safety, but it turns out the bloody oaf has no work ethic about him, just like an Alamigan. The professor cannot focus on his work if he feels endangered, and so has demanded we assign him a new bodyguard. That's why I'm so glad to see you, Tuluk. The professor is waiting his new escort as we speak, and I'd like it for it to be you. Yet, you are a mere pugilist. Perhaps this task would provide some insight into what a monkhood does around here. Make for the Goldsmith's Guild and seek out our good Professor Eric. The professor claims he will pay his debt and his fees for his protection once his research is complete. See to it that our investment doesn't end up under the paw or in the maw of some nasty beast. Ah, my punch-prone maidservant, I presume. You may call me, and shall call me, Eric. You are to guard my life, even at the cost of your own, and aid in my revolutionary research whenever and however asked. Know that my primary endeavor is to reconstruct the military history of old through the ethereal analysis of ancient battlegrounds. I assume the words conjure in your simple mind romantic images of vast plains and open valleys with armies charging blindly at one another. False! I seek to know where the armies of old were deployed, where they made camp and marched. No doubt you think such lands to be those sung of in the songs of bards. False! They're here, beneath our very feet, and to find them and determine precisely how events unfolded upon them is my purpose. No doubt you jumped at the chance to aid in my work. Tell me, which of my treatises have you read? All of the... None? Gods, I knew you adventurers had a reputation for being unlettered, but I didn't know you actually made efforts to remain so... It matters not. I require only that you work with diligence. Unlike that Windegard buffoon, the man proved to be a sloth itself. Alas, he is a monk of Alamigo. I suppose the fool was way too busy opening his chakra or whatever it is those barbarians do all day. I admit, he seemed keenly interested in my research, but now he's gone off to 12, nowhere, and has yet to return. Do you understand the sheer magnitude of this inconvenience? Good, good. You show that much promise at least. But let us speak more of my work. Our first destination is the Sild excavation site in central Thanalan. I believe events of great import to the history of the Silda transpired there. Surely, if you have ears, you have heard of Silda. Or are you as deaf as well as dull? Ah, very well. I see you require some instruction. It would be remiss of me as an academic to allow you to wallow in such ignorance. Silda was plunged into chaos in the wake of King Lawful's demise, or the King of Springs as he was known. Despite the success of economic reforms, fomented unrest among the people resulted in violent outbreaks throughout the kingdom. Silda was Sultan at the time, distant descendant, attack was ordered, and so, irony of ironies, hadn't been for that horse. Fascinating, isn't it? It's not enough to convince one things could have been happened another way, no? False! One among my colleagues disagreed with that interpretation of events. He claimed to have evidence suggesting otherwise, but all trace of it disappeared before he was published. My own research shall unearth such any evidence should it truly exist. I shall know the truth. Granted, you are not the brightest coal in the brazier, but surely such a prospect entices even you. And so we make for the Sild excavation site in central Thanalan. Travel that way before me to see that it's safe, and once there, set up the thermometer. And should you even care to know more about the Azorian military history, do come and see me. It is a personal crusade of mine to guide the dullards of the realm towards such modicum of enlightenment. Well done. We only need to wait for the thermometer to gauge the... There are fiends about Tuluk. They often are drawn to the lingering sense of blood and death. Well, this is what you're here for. Have at it. Waldegert, so good of you to drag yourself all the way. You purblind sluggard. Ah, and Tuluk, you have far exceeded what admittedly low expectations I had of you. I suppose introductions are in order. Far be it for me to deny the realms unread the comfort of one another's company. Waldegert, Tuluk? Tuluk? Waldegert, the monk I spoke of sent to me to Gargurna. I tried to make a pupil of Waldegert as well, but he has little mind for history. His primitive beliefs in the witchcraft of chakra and spiritual energies have a tenacious hold on him. I tried to make... Oh, truly? This is the area where there have been sightings of walking dead? I have heard of the tales. Some claim they've seen an apparition wearing the garb of ancient commander. Careful. There are still dangers about. His work is dear to him. That is good. He thirsts for knowledge, for truth. Discovery awakens him. You too have awoken, friend. Can you not feel it? Do not be frightened. Here was a battle long ago. Much energy remains. It has found you. It flows through you. Your chakra has been opened. This was the light that shone from you. It is as Eric said. Wildegard is my name. I'm brother of the monkhood. My order is the first of Rogar. Our way is to train the body and mind. The fist is our weapon. With it, we put down our enemies. The energy within us moves the fist. The chakra is the seat of that energy. It is a sacred place. It can be opened and the life force within controlled. Chakra exists in all lives, in all beings, yet not all beings can open them. Much training is needed and great discipline. With these, the life force can be commanded. There are those who require no training. Their inner strength is such that it forces the chakra open. I have heard of this happening, but never have I seen it until now. I see it in you, great conviction. You mean to walk the monk's path, and so I will give you this, a soul crystal, the mark of my order. None but a monk may hold it, and only then will the orders leave. But your chakra is awakened, that is clear, and so you are worthy. Many bore the crystal before you. It remembers them, their breath and their movement. They will one day be yours, but the chakra must open further. Only then can the crystal's memories enter you. This is no more than the beginning. Now you must train. Learn to control the life force within you. With time, you will master it. We stand on an ancient battleground. A great war was waged here. The spirit on the fight lingers. The Aether reaches for the chakra. It aids in their opening. That is why we monks seek such lands. Eric seeks these lands for reasons of his own. The fates favor you in this. Follow him. Your chakra will grow even more. Professor Eric is leaving. Fear not. I will see him to his safety. Please, sister, the Aethermeter. Gather it and bring it to the Goldsmith's Guild. Well, look who decided to grace us with their presence. Did you enjoy the saunter back? I was just about to begin my analysis, so if the matters you wish to speak on, I'd ask you to save it for... You've brought the Aethermeter. Excellent. I had a feeling you might not be entirely useless. Now, let us see what discoveries await. Wildegard passed along a soul crystal to you. Moved to join the monkhood by the boneheaded Cloud, were you? Well, I suppose it is for the best that my pupils get along. But I do believe I'll see to it that you are separate locations for the next round of measurements, and I dare say the land to which I intend to send you is fraught with dangers. You had best tread the monk's path quickly if you mean to defend yourself, and me besides. Professor Eric seeks to measure the Aether of one more ancient battlefields. Just the people I was hoping to see. I was a hair's breadth from setting out on my own. To look at you. Yes, I dare say you appear to have been growing in brawn at the expense of brain. Right, well, let us measure some Aether, shall we? And by we, I mean you. Oh, and the monk simpleton, of course. Though contrary to his nature, he has already set out on the destination I assigned him. Thinking perhaps that if you are far too stupid to take, much less understand, etheric readings, it is true, you are stupid, but the Aethermeter shall do all the work for you and transmit the data back to me. As souls more suited to action, the monk simpleton and yourself need only carry the device on your person and set it about the beating on things as you always do. It shall capture data as you trudge through hither and yon. Aether is not only the source of all magics, but also the fount of all life. Yet despite its indubitably, it remains imperceptible. When the living thing dies, the Aether comprising its life is released. When the discharge takes place, a portion of that Aether remains, lingering in the physical world. No doubt you have ethereal crystallizations, physical manifestations, apparitions of the deceased, luminescent glow, known as the ethereal threshold. In short, the more violent and dramatic the loss of life, the greater amount of Aether left behind. Either it's in its imperceptible form or in crystallizations, and where are the most lives lost in this manner? Cemeteries? No, false, you idiot. Battlefields. Do you not see? With etheric readings of these locations, we can discern the scale and more of the batters that took place there. As for those fool beliefs monkhood keeps, chakra and spiritual energies and whatnot, if I were to allow that they truly exist, I'd be inclined to say that they were one and the same of Aether itself. The Aether churning around these ancient battle sites comes to naturally settle in the surrounding life, both plant and animal, though more so in the latter. It accumulates within them. Feeling these beasts then releases that Aether, causing a surge that resonates with the Aether within you, causing it to expand in so-called opening of the chakra. By this, the very power of life itself within you grows. A watered-down explanation, but adequate for one of your mental prowess, I believe. Mine own wife never had the patience for such things, either, nor my passion. She cursed me and my work, took our children, and returned to Alamigo. But now is not the time for that tale. The area I am placing you in charge is Bloodshore in eastern Lenosha. Place the athometer in an appropriate location, and after a spell, retrieve it and bring it to me. I obtain the data I require, and you, the monk simpleton, are afforded the chance to indulge your, how shall I put it, charming little backward fantasies. All are happy. Ideally, I would prefer you know a knowledgeable understanding of Bloodshore's history, but I fear we lack the time for me to educate you. I need hardly tell you that my research takes precedence over your schooling. Have you brought the athometer? It seems the device has suffered some damage. I suppose such things are avoidable in this line of work. I must see to its repairs at once. That is, after all, why I put up here at the Goldsmiths Guild. My athometer is no ordinary device. I came up with the elaborate design myself, had the finest engineers at Garland Ironworks draft the schematics, and then commissioned the most talented goldsmiths to fabricate it. Wildergard delivered the results of his outlining not too long ago. I must insist that you take your leave of me now. There is a wealth of data for me to analyze, and I fear that simply having you nearby will somehow affect the processing power of my brain. Repairing the athometer and determining which locations to next investigate will require some time. Why don't you go and train those muscles of yours or whatever and do so in my absence? Professor Eric seeks further aid in ethereal research. Ah, dear Tulak, so good of you to trouble yourself to come. Normally I might be cross, but my spirits are far too high just now, and it is you I have to thank. I speak of the data you procured. It is simply marvelous. You have a true gift for grunt work, my friend. I wish I had 100 more assistants, just like you. I have been in this field for a very long time, and I have been alone. Ever since that unfortunate mold tea fungus culture incident sparked my passion for research, I regret nothing, Tulak. Save perhaps having to share so wondrous a world with souls of unlearned as yourself. Still, your performance has not left me completely bereft of joy. It is rewarding to think that my instruction has guided you to such success. There, how was that? Shall we dispense any further pleasantries? Very good then. I made yet another career-defining discovery while pondering which battleground to measure next. Eorzea is home to numerous locations where the Aether is in instantly chaotic state, yet which never played any host to war. My hypothesis was that such flux in the Aether was indicative of past battle, and all my research was predicted upon this. But turn the theory on its head, Tuluk, if your mind is able. What if the people of the past chose areas of roiling aether to hold their battles? I have already sent that simpleton monk to take measures at the Fine Swan Banks. As you are doubtless unaware, this lies on the border between Alamigo and Gridania, and was the stage of the Autumn War. I ask that you find our monk friend and collect the athometer. Manual and tedious, yes, but he has an entirely make of the device that is unable to transmit data. I gather the numbskulls in Little Alamigo in the southern Thanaland by this time. You think I ask much of you? False. I ask more. Your own task is to travel to Snake Molt in the South Shroud, there and take measurements with your own athometer. I will continue my research here in your absence. Mind you, if you care to know aught at all of the Autumn War and Fine Sand Banks upon which it was fought, I will gladly enlighten you. You need only ask. You have come far. It is good to see you, sister. You have come for my athometer? It is not ready to give. My work is not finished. I came as soon as I was told, but the readings require more time. Do not worry. They will be soon ready. You make for Snake Molt in the South Shroud. Eric believes the aether is strong there, yet the land hosted no great battles. He told me this much morn. Leave me to my task here. Make for Snake Molt. Take your readings. My work will soon be done. I will bring the device to you. I have troubled you to come here. I will not trouble you to go. Wait. Go. We will meet again at Snake Molt, sister. Well done, sister. I can feel your chakra. It has grown. I hoped to arrive before you, but I see I am late. This land's power has gone to you. There is nothing left for me here. It is as I told you. We monks travel where aether flows strong. There we train. The power of the land enters us. Thus our chakra expand. This bonding causes great unrest. This land's energy becomes unstable. It will enter no other until it calms. I feel nothing here, as you would feel nothing at Fine Sand Banks. That land is bonded to my chakra, as its aether is now at unrest. The teacher's work means nothing. I took no readings. I meant to hasten here, but I was delayed. There was a gathering of the monkhood. I was summoned to Little Amigo. The teacher's chidings? Worry not. I will use my device here. Any result will suffice. The man has already reached his conclusion. He will twist the data to fit. It is a sad existence, to sacrifice all for truth, yet be unable to truly know when one sees it. Speak not of this to him, sister. You see both our aims. You know mine to be more worthy. I tell this to you. You and I are alone. I am of the Alamigan resistance, a fight for freedom from Garlemid. I escaped the occupation. I have come here to fight, to gather allies and weapons. But these lands sadden me. The people have forgotten. Alamigo is a distant memory. The resistance here is small. They aid where they can, but it is not enough. The war demands great power. That power lies in the chakra. The teacher is not an evil man, but he thinks only of his work, not the suffering of innocence. His knowledge can be used for good. The battlefields, they can turn the tide. The chakra of many must be opened. If this way is lost to me, no, I will have this power. I must. An end to oppression, an end to starvation. Ala Mhigo will be free. I will see it done. Forgive my speech. It is a matter close to my heart. I will give you my advice, but I ask that you say nothing of this to Eric. I beg you, sister. I trust you have returned with both of my athometers? Please tell me you fumbling dolts haven't managed to damage either one of them this time. All looks to be in order here. These readings from your device, they look promising, very promising indeed. I dare say this data may yield revolutionary results. Your chakra opened a bit more, did it? Yes, well, Aether is a most mysterious and wonderful thing. I'm glad this meaningful research could serve your non-sensual ends as well. Now, leave me to my work. Surely you can find some simple way to pass the time. Fighting, say, or, I don't know, scratching? Professor Eric would have you do his bidding yet again. You two played me for a fool. The data the simpleton monk brought me was absolutely astounding, groundbreaking, revolutionary, yet I remained objective in my analysis, as a scholar must. Poring over the data, I finally arrived at a disheartening conclusion. The two of you took measurements of the same area. The values were near identical, equivalences mocking me as I struggled to reconcile them. I can neither sleep nor eat, lest I would waste the time not drawing nearer to the truth. And for what? Tell me, what is it you two were doing in the field? Bah, not this bloody chakra nonsense again. How many times must I tell you? It is not but empirical Aether. Call it what it is. And to think I had a mind to put your names under mine when my hypothesis was published. This life force, this spiritual energy, this godforsaken eternal soul essence, I care not what primitive nomenclature these backwards monks wish to assign it. It is Aether, plain and simple. They claim they are able to manipulate and amplify it through the discipline and the opening of a so-called chakra. False. This is nothing more than the ethereal regulation of organisms, a basic and natural concept, in an attempt to explain that which science does not yet fully understand. The monks have erected this institution of control. Their preachings are unassailable by design, for none can disprove the existence of the unknowable. They promise power in return for the objection and servitude, control and power indeed, only that of a man. It is the very essence of a religion that should be treated with the contempt as all religion should. Aether resides in all living things, as do natural mechanisms with the capacity to regulate it. This is simply life, not some mystical supernatural endowment. I concede, of course, that the heightened mental faculties of man allow for the potential to gain consciousness control over those mechanisms. Indeed, it would appear that you and the simpleton monk have already achieved that end. The indiscretion and impertinence of youth. I suppose it can be forgiven, once. In my own youth I was not the model of perfection you see before you. I too have made what some might call mistakes. Not myself, but some. In our talks together, the simpleton monk often spoke of the seventh chakra. Its awakening is as though the highest achievement amongst the monkhood. I make it a habit to know the texts of my intellectual enemies. It was the flow of Aether within the two of you which betrayed your falsehood, the whispering of your chakra, as I'm sure you monks would rush to call it. But serendipity most often visits the industrious. Just so, it is precisely these ethereal whispers that provide and prove to be the most intriguing. The wave of these sounds resonated perfectly within the Aether of the battleground. I can see by your vapid expression that you are missing my point. Allow me to spell it out. It follows that if one were to visit a battlefield with a certain ethereal wave amplitude and frequency, it would resonate with one's own Aether. This is the phenomenon responsible for the initial opening of your own chakra, I cannot believe I am being reduced to speaking in these terms. It stands to reason that the ethereal wave, there may be a location that will resonate with them. Think of the implications, Tuluk. If the seventh chakra the monks speak of truly exists, then so too must an ultimate battleground to bond with it. This concentration of aether is such a place that would most unlikely anything ever recorded. I forgive your past treachery. Guide me as I did it to you to this great discovery. That, and I need you to do more work for me. Here, take this new ethometer. Make for Lark's Call in the East Shroud. My research indicates it's a very promising tract indeed. Set up the ethometer as you have the others in the past, and then kill whatever you must to obtain a strong reading. Slaying beasts there will release the aether of the land that's steeped in, and it may be to resonate with your own. I suppose it's the primitive terms of the monkhood that would translate to the expansions of your chakra. Oh, and you'll not be crossing paths with the simpleton monk this time. I'll be sending him to take readings on the East End. I've no intentions of allowing you two to conspire to impede my research again. If you care to know more about the events that have transpired at Lark's Call, I suggest you pay a visit to your local library. East End, on the other hand, is a fascinating subject on which I will never tire of speaking. Ask me about it any time if your curiosity ever gets the better of you. I very much look forward to the readings of both you and Wuldergert's ethometers. What's this? You've already finished? Then what are you standing there for? Come give me the ethometer. Amazing, simply amazing. And your soul crystal, it's glowing more vibrantly than ever before, is it not? I'll begin my analysis of the data with all haste. You've come to be quite the model pupil, Tukul. Would you that I say the same of the monk simpleton? I can see that the feeble gear is turning in your mind. Come, there's no need to feel shame at your ignorance. If you wish to know what has transpired, you need only ask. I promise to use small words. Professor Eric wishes to speak with you about the Wuldergert. The simpleton monk asked me that I send you his way, should I see you. He awaits you at Little Alamigo in southern Thanalan. Surely you see Wuldergert for the danger he is. He is the most dangerous type of mind, one blinded by revolution and revenge. I do wish you'd tell him yourself that people should live for the future rather than the past. You thought I did not know that he was of Alamigan resistance? How saddening it is that on the rare occasion you do trouble yourself to think you are wrong. Of course I know. What manner of imbecile do you take me for? No doubt Wuldergert thinks me the idiot. False! These two eyes see far more than you know. I too am an Alamigan, and I love my homeland every bit as much as he. Go now, hurry to Little Alamigo. I will keep you no longer. No doubt Wuldergert is already awaiting your arrival. You spoke to Eric. Do not lie to me, sister. You told him who I am, what I seek to do. I am not angered. He tried to sway me from my path. He believes resistance will only leave more dead. I expected as much from him. I feigned understanding. He asked much of me, of the monkhood and the fist. He asked of the 7th chakra. My answers excited him. He said that he would advance his studies. I too learned from him. I am near the 7th chakra now. Soon the resistance will rise. You too will see, very soon. Others do not understand. Ala Mhigo tried to protect them. We were the shield of the realm. We bled to fend off Garlemald. None here know of our suffering. None here can imagine it. The lives we led after the fall, after the shield was sundered. I have traveled far and wide. I have met many souls, but none are as you. You have a gift. Yours is a great strength. Unite it to ours, sister. Help us reclaim our home. Your efforts will be rewarded. Look upon my garments. This is the war garb of the monkhood. It attunes to the wearer's chakra, enables it to realize its fullest expression. The cloth is imbued with the power of Rhalgr. Only monks of his fist may don it. Only those who overcome many trials. I will tell you of how it can be yours. Fear not. I require you to speak no vows. I ask only that you fight with us. Give yourself to our cause. You long for adventure. I understand, but such longings can wait. This cannot. See Ala Mhigo freed. Then enjoy your own freedoms. What say you, sister? You have the heart of a true monk. You are different from the others in this realm. Hear this. A set of our war garb was stolen. The Fist has tracked the bandits. We know not where the 3 of the relics are. Here in southern Thanalan, the sculpture and the Circle of the Tempered, and in northern Thanalan, the abandoned Amaljan mithril mine. Your soul crystal will react to the relics. Draw near them and they will glow by this power. You can find them. The Fist's honor has been trampled upon. Make your heretics you find pay for their sins. Eric has sold his soul to this land, but he is a knowledgeable man. He knows more than I of the monkhood, and of the Fist. Speak with him if you would know more of our way. The man revels in hearing himself speak. I await the day we fight side by side, sister. Go now and go well. You have returned. The first 3 relics are yours, and now the fifth has located the 4th. There is a Quikern merchant who deals in contraband. The 4th relic is among his wares. Hurry to Lure Lenosha. Find this Quikern, then take back which is yours by right. Stinky Mikode, come to stop Kikurun's business, come to take shinies. Kill her! Kill the Stinky! Don't kill Kikurun. Please don't kill. Take back Monk Circle. Take and spare. The 4th relic is now yours. You have done well, sister. But know this, there's another relic, a 5th and final piece. It'll be yours, a gift from brother to sister, given on the day Ala Mhigo stands free once more. That day is near. Eric sent word not long ago. He claims his revolution has begun as well. He has made a grand discovery, and now is setting it to paper. I look forward to his work. With it, we will all must. The day he finishes will be the day Ala Mhigo is reborn. Return to him now, sister. Ask for yourself when that day will be. May Rhalgar watch over you. I'm afraid I haven't the time for you now, Tuluk. I'm penning my thesis based on the ethereal data you and the Simpleton collected. There have been significant developments since last we spoke, or rather, since last I spoke and you stood before me with the ever-vapid expression. Soon I will complete my work and present it at the conference of my peers. Surely you can press the time until then by punching and kicking and pursuing other monkly interests, yes? Go and do that then. Professor Eric looks overjoyed. Mwah, my theory was correct. Correct, I tell you. This will be the greatest academic breakthrough of my lifetime, perhaps of all lifetimes. I shall spare you the details of my experiment, as you need not like to comprehend their significance anyways, and proceed directly to the all-important conclusion. The announcement of my theory before a council of my peers was met with thunderous applause, and to think I owed all to your vacant-eyed adventure and a simpleton monk. Both you and the Pugilist Guild that sent you are due a debt of gratitude. Speaking of the monk, where in Eorzea has the settlement Oaf wandered off to? I took note of his attendance among the spectators at the conference, but he has yet to present himself and offers his congratulations. Ah! What have I done, Tuluk? I fear the words I offered may have driven Waldjort to attempt the insane. I analyzed the ethereal waves of your bodies second by second. I was able to isolate and identify those of the final ethereal regulation mechanism. The so-called 7th chakra, from what I was able to find, the land which was most likely to resonate with those waves. Silvertear Falls. I went to my site myself to investigate, and it was that I made my great discovery, the discovery of the century. It occurs to me that you shall never accomplish such a feat of the mind, Tuluk, and I find myself pitying you, but I digress. Do you not see what I have done, Tuluk? I told him precisely where he must go to unlock the 7th chakra. He has given his life to the fight to reclaim Ala Mhigo from the Empire. More than anything, he desires the power needed to achieve that end, the power to combat the might of all of Garlemald. Any fool can see that. Almost any fool that can see that he imagines the 7th chakra to be that power. Yet battling the Empire on such terms will only result in another tragedy like that which befell Ala Mhigo. I pray you, do not mean to follow him in his fool's crusade. He's gone to Silvertear Falls in Mordona. I am certain of it. You must go, Tuluk. You must stop him. My words will not sway him, just as they could not sway my son. Perhaps yours will. You claim the power of the Galdemald? Fools. Power outside your own cannot be trusted. You had home hope of defeating me. The seventh chakra swells within me. Soon it will open. When it does, that empire will burn. The power of Magitek, the power of Garlemald. There are nothing. Ala Mhigo fell to these? Ah, sister, you are late. But perhaps that is best. I have just attended our Garlean guests. I wanted us to be alone. Eric was right. This is the place. You have come. Our chakra beat his drums. Do you not feel it, sister? Living in constant fear of death, struggling to stay warm enough to sleep, eating crumbs to fight hunger. Garlemald took everything from Ala Mhigo. They left us nothing, not even our pride. Look to the Craven Teacher. He is proof of the truth I speak. I will reclaim it, all of it, but I need the power to do so. That power rests in the seventh chakra. I made you a promise. I have not forgotten. The fifth and final piece. It is yours to claim, but only if you defeat me. I told you when we first met, we monks seek sacred ground. There we train. That is how the chakra are opened. The teacher told me himself, this is where the seventh chakra opens. This is my sacred battleground. The ground of battle between you and me. Your strength has peaked. Through it, mine will grow. Do not despair. Your death will have purpose. It'll be for Ala Mhigo. Rejoice, sister. You shall die a martyr. So close. Why? Why will you not yield your power for the greater good? Stay back. This power is mine. The others of Eorzea ignore our suffering. Why should I care for their lives? Why should I care for yours? I must have that power. I must protect my people. Tuluk, that power. That light! Never have I seen anything like it! Is this the opening of the 7th chakra? Fascinating! Simply fascinating! You have no mind for study, but your gift for fieldwork is extraordinary indeed. Why? Why did you strike me? Silence, you bloody fool! You oaf! You idiot! I would strike you 1,000 times more if it did not pain my hands so. Next time, I shall bring a stick. Bugger opening your infernal chakra and open your bloody ears for once. Sid Garlon of the Ironworks that bear his name once wrote that these Silvertear Falls lie at the center of our world. Our world is round, and we live on its surface. Even you should see. Then that he did not speak of a center of a physical state? I am no astrologian, nor a biologist, but I have studied enough of the various sciences to say this. The vital energy of Hydaelyn, that which is called Aether, is one and the same as the life force in which you monks believe. As the center of our world, these Silvertear Falls are connected to that which you call chakra, in an inexplicably profound way. We all share in the same existence. We are neither separate nor distinct from the world. Our energy and its energy are one. At times that energy may wreak havoc and destruction, but it plays a far more grander and more significant role. To bring forth life, as part of this world you must endeavor to do the same. You sought only to gain power by force, and that you are no different than the very Garleans you seek to destroy. Is this what you truly wish to be? You speak pretty words, but would you speak them to our people? To every soul who has suffered? To children with empty bellies? To wives made widows? I would. To every last soul among them. Even if they failed to grasp their meaning as you do now, I would and will speak those words until they are understood. Long have I studied the history of this realm's wars. If there is aught I have learned, it is that there is no future for Eorzea should her people struggle and vie for power without considering the consequences of their doing so. With great power comes great responsibility. To seize the former and deny the latter is to beget despair. The duty we owe to one another, and to this world as part of it, is to use what power we possess to deliver a future full of life, not death. Can you truly not see the right in this? You have done the realm, indeed the world, a great service, Tuluk. As a scholar, as a teacher, as an Ala Mhigan, as a man, I offer you my deepest thanks. Not long ago I spoke with a man, an Ala Mhigan. He was of the resistance. He asked me a simple question: why do I fight? I did not hesitate, I did not think. The word came of its own will: revenge. He said revenge is in all our hearts. That is the most common of reasons, the easiest, and the most dangerous. I did not think on it then, perhaps now I should. I thought of nothing else, but you thought of me, sister, you and the teacher, for that I thank you both. I made a promise and I will keep it. The 5th piece is yours. It is meant for you, for one whose 7th chakra is open. Ala Mhigo fought to protect itself, to protect all of Eorzea from the Empire, and yet we are despised, ignored, worse, we are forgotten. Even so, the teacher preached peace. For a long time I did not understand. I hated him for it. Ala Mhigans are a proud people. The pride is strong in me, and in my teacher as well, as it is in his son. He fought in the resistance, yet it cost him his life. He, too, cursed his father for being a coward. I wish I could speak to him. I wish to tell him that is not so. Farewell, sister. May Relgar watch over you.